Alright guys, so I'm going to try and stitch some footage together today while I'm at work. I got a lot of parts on my desk. I've been working on some prototyping of some more buildings that will match the sets we've done. Not sponsored by Dr. Pepper Zero. Beep beep. But I got the first one built. If I can get the rest of these done before I leave today, I will stitch them in. But here is one of the buildings, and I thought this would match pretty well with the other like military bunker stuff. It actually went together easier than the other stuff I've done. I think I've learned some things, and you'll notice the aesthetics are pretty much, I don't want to say copy pastes, but sort of copy pastes, and I've maneuvered it so that it will fit, or the parts will fit. I think what I'm going to do with this one is I don't like this corner that much. Here we'll have the acrylic. I like the buttresses. I think that's cool. Then mechs can get up top. I like the size of it. But I think I might have these jut out a little bit to match that edge. Sorry for the blurriness here. And then come out like they crisscross, kind of like these parts here. You'll notice the corners, like they will slot in like this. Boop, boop. If I do a number like that here, instead of this kind of like fork assembly, we can have a small buttress come out and then kind of beef up the corner and have that protrude, and I think that might actually look cool and hide that seam a little better and fit with the overall look of the building. But as proof of concept to get this done, it went together. I made some adjustments for things that I messed up. And in particular here you can see there's extra glue. It's glistening because I didn't adjust the mount points for the buttresses on that side. But yeah, so I've got some other ones I want to do for this that are different shapes and sizes. I think I might do one that is maybe an inch taller than this one. This one's approximately 2 inches, give or take a quarter of an inch or so. So maybe like that. And then I might want to have the floor have a cutout in it instead of having these ribs, and have that like drop down and have circles in it to look like maybe it's like got nuclear missile bays or something, just like little circles etched in, and it's got a little depth. I think that might look cool, especially if it's taller and it looks like it's like a missile bay. And then I think I might do one that's like that big, and it has a drop in, and it has like 2 versus the other one having like 4. So you have some variety of military bunker looking stuff like that'll match the other things I did. But instead of having the hex pattern, it's more buildings, and maybe some of them being like military buildings and some being like silos. I think that would be cool. So we'll see how the rest of the design stuff goes. But I wanted to start rotating in more stuff for the AO sets. So yeah. This is on the docket, more administrative kind of buildings on the docket. And then after that, I want to do like an urban city environment where the buildings can pop off of the base, and inside will be a slightly smaller footprint building to fit inside because you have a hole here. It'll be a little bit different than that, but that type of thing where you could pull off the urban building and have ruins inside. These are a little harder to do that because the details out here, but I have plans and ideas, so we'll see what we come up with. Alright, Operation Stitch the Footage. Alright, so here's some of the other buildings I was working on. This one will look familiar because it is the base to the air traffic control tower without the tower. I kind of thought that, there's a little bit of glue there. Whoop, whoop. I kind of thought having no tower on here would give for a nice, interesting play surface because it's an interesting shape. Mechs could get up, have more movement to do things, so just need the acrylic windows, and that one is, I think, a go. So I'd call it some type of like military admin building or something, or airfield building, something like that. So I like that building, but we've got a big one. Here you go, another one. Similar to what we got there, different shape, same type of acrylic window areas will be dropped in, and the door's gonna fall out on me because I didn't use a lot of glue. So whatever, I'll fix that as soon as I put my phone down. But we've got the roughly, a little over 2 inch high building there. So different, shapes you could put on the table. And here's what I think some of my sets were missing. Boom. The 1 inch high or height 1 type stuff. So basically chopped off the top floor. So have our large door entrance, because I think it's an interesting detail. And these don't have the detail that 3D prints do. So I still want to have something on them. I got a little door. I really like the little buttress, which is that this is the kind of thing, something like that, or like that corner. That's kind of what I was thinking about doing with this guy. I think that corner is a little hideous, honestly. On the bunker that is off of, or based off of, it's not so bad because you only really have the one and you have a lot of like hex corners. But I want to change that up. I think that's just going to make that look a little better and not just like a dressed up box. It'll look like a dressed up box with a bow on it. And then over here, I wanted more shapes, or not shapes, more types of buildings. So we've got like the L shape, we've got the 2 height rectangle, the 1 height rectangle, we got the 2 height square. So kind of like an admin building or something. And again, still got the little door on this side. And then you guessed it, a height 1. So these are very basic, but I think that'll keep the price hopefully down, and give you a variety of things that you could put on the table without having to just duplicate. Because if you bought multiples of the air traffic control tower, it's a bit much. You want the one to be kind of the centerpiece. And with these, you could replicate them. So if you get some motor pools, the bunkers, and these, like you can start to fill out a table, and it will look like it all fits, but it won't be samey. And I really think the extra heights are good. For this guy, I'm thinking about doing, as I mentioned before, a height 3 with the drop-in up here. I also thought about maybe doing a slightly smaller building so you could stack, but honestly, like that might not be too bad. Stacking up top on that, actually, it fills the space pretty good. Actually, if those buttresses lined up better, it would be even more nice. So actually, that's not too bad. That actually can stack. That gives us some variance. The trim up here is basically the same, even if the building details look a little different. But yeah, that's actually not bad, not bad. Okay, so that gives some options too. So if you want to stack some things on these, that would be good. Major issue is I don't really have anything this could stack on. But if the large 3 height building for that is like that much bigger, right, to where that could kind of sit in the middle, that would be kind of cool. But if it's got the drop-in, that may not work too much or too well. What would actually be cool, honestly, I know I'm rambling here, if the 3 height building for this was big enough that this could sit in it, if perhaps the drop-in plate sits down as a recess, and this could cover it if you wanted to, that would be really cool, because then you could have like an interesting building with different profile up top, and if you wanted to take that off and not have it there, you could have the little missile base exposed. So that's kind of cool as well. So that said, I will again try and stitch this. Sorry for the audio. We are in the office with the 3D printers and all the mess, so the audio is not perfect, but a little update for the channel on what I am working on, things that you will see up on DRD at some point. As you guys know, my speed with which I design stuff is not always fast, but we will try and do what we do and continue to develop. My thoughts are we'll have like this, I think is probably pretty good, you know, like 5 building set or something. I need to work on more of those and get that done, and then we'll work on the AO urban environment or something like that. So as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to do a quick little side step over here as we're giving updates for the channel. I will have a unboxing of this coming up soon from Fortress Miniatures and Games. Bobby hooked me up with that, and I've got some stuff I'm going to be working on for CSO. So that said, thank you guys for hanging out, listening to me ramble. Hope that you enjoyed this. If you want to help support what I do, check out deathrodesigns.com. Got a coupon code in the description down below. Fortress Miniatures and Games. Helping support him, help support me too, because he sponsors the channel. And if you're new here, hit that like, subscribe. If you have thoughts on the buildings, things you'd like to see or critiques, you know, whatnot, sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I think we're going to sign off today, because as always, if I don't shut up, I will continue to ramble. So thank you guys for hanging out. As always, keep rolling those dice, keep painting your models and terrain, and I'll catch you guys next time.